Hello and welcome to Learn Spanish on SpanishDict.com. I'm Paralee Whitmire and I'm your teacher. Today you'll be learning about food vocabulary as well as definite and indefinite articles like el pollo, la fruta, unos huevos, unas papas y mucho más. ¡Vámonos! Another great reason to learn a new language is so that you have an excuse to eat all the food in a native setting. Food really brings people together and gets them talking. So let's learn some food vocabulary, as well as how to say the, a, some, and a few. These words are really important, especially when it comes to ordering in a restaurant. As you have seen in the past few lessons, nouns can be masculine or feminine. Some nouns are easy, like men and boys are masculine, and women and girls are feminine. But what about an egg or a potato? How do you know if it's masculine or feminine? Do you remember how the adjectives that end in an O are masculine and adjectives that end in an A are feminine? The same rule applies to most nouns. Let's take a look. The word for egg is huevo, and it ends in an O, so that means that it's masculine. The word for potato is papa and ends in an A, so that means it's feminine. Now, nouns don't like to be alone in Spanish, so they usually carry around something that you call an article. So instead of huevo, you're going to have el huevo. El huevo can mean the egg or simply just egg. Huevo is also masculine and singular. That makes el the masculine and singular definite article. Now papa is feminine and singular, so its definite article is different. Instead of el, you use la. La papa means the potato or simply just potato. Now, while el and la sound a lot different in Espanol, they mean the exact same thing in English, the. Let's practice a little bit. How would you say the egg in Espanol? Bien, el huevo. And how would you say egg? El huevo. The same thing. Muy bien. What if you had more than one potato or more than one egg? What would you do to make it plural? If it ends in a vowel, all you have to do is add an S to the end. So huevo becomes huevos. And papa becomes papas. Very good. And just like el and la are different because they have different genders, they're going to be different when they're plural as well. The plural form of el becomes los. So el huevo and los huevos. La papa becomes las papas. Now, keep in mind that if the noun is plural, the definite article also has to be plural. Just like if the noun is masculine, the definite article has to be masculine. Are you ready for some practice? How about el queso? El queso is the singular masculine form of cheese. El queso. First, let's take it in steps. How would you make queso plural? Add an S to the end. Quesos. And do you remember the plural masculine definite article? Los. So if el queso is the singular form, what's the plural form? Los quesos. Articles can also be really helpful if your noun doesn't end in an O or an A and you don't know what the gender is. You'll usually find the article with the noun. So when you have a word like el pastel, what gender do you think it is? Masculine. El is always masculine. Now, you can also tell the gender of a noun just by memorizing a few extra rules rather than just the O or A. Most nouns that end in an E are going to be masculine as well. A lot of nouns that end in a consonant are also going to be masculine. You can check out more gender rules at the Spanish reference, but we'll talk about that later. Now, let's try el pastel. Do you remember how to make words plural that end in a consonant? You add ES. So what is the plural form of el pastel? Los pasteles. Perfecto. One more, just for good measure. How would you make el cereal plural? Los cereales. Muy bien. Repasemos. There are 4 definite articles, one each for singular and plural, masculine and feminine. Can you tell me what they are? What is the singular masculine definite article? El. And the singular feminine? La. What about plural masculine? Los. And what about plural feminine? Las. Every single one of these words means the. So don't get tricked by the fact that there are 4 forms in Espanol. Okay, you have learned a lot in this lesson about definite and indefinite articles, but you'll probably use definite articles a little more often, so let's practice with those and get to the conversation. I'll show you a picture of a different food item or a drink, and you can tell me if you want it. If you want it, you say, quiero, and then the food. If you don't want it, all you have to say is no quiero. Quiero or no quiero. Por ejemplo, if I show you this picture of las frutas, if you want it, say quiero las frutas. If you don't want it, say no quiero las frutas. ¿Listo? Practiquemos with my favorite meal of the day, el desayuno. El desayuno. El jugo de naranja. El jugo de naranja. Los huevos. Los huevos. El cereal. El cereal. El té. El té. Ahora, el almuerzo. El almuerzo. La sopa. La sopa. La fruta. La fruta. La ensalada. La ensalada. El agua. El agua. Y finalmente, la cena. La cena. El pollo. El pollo. El arroz. El arroz. Las verduras. Las verduras. La papa. La papa. El pastel. El pastel. Perfecto. Es todo para hoy. You can practice everything you learned in this lesson at SpanishDict.com/learn. There you'll find flashcards for all the vocabulary in this lesson, as well as quizzes, the forum, and video chat. You can also enroll in the course and we'll keep track of your points for you, and you can compare yourself on the leaders board. If you have any questions about definite or indefinite articles, or you just want to learn some more food vocabulary, check out SpanishDict.com/reference. As always, everything is completely free. Until next time, hasta luego!